can't hear you. I'm videoing. Again, I just can't hear you. No, obviously I can hear her, but I know you guys can't, so. I think she might hit the curb if she does.
All right, everyone, here's what's happening today. We're in Franklin, Massachusetts, and at first glance, everything looks calm. Nice weather, quiet streets, nothing out of place. But as usual, that doesn't really tell the full story. Today's goal is straightforward, but it often brings reactions. We're out here exercising the First Amendment and recording in public just to see how people respond when that right is openly used. And let's be clear, this isn't about creating trouble. It's about showing how people react when the law is simply being followed. Some understand it right away and respect it. Others don't react the same way, and that's where things start to get interesting. So stay with us, because what begins calm can change very quickly.
Though no banking wants to be done.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry?
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Do you not really know, or you just want to know why?
Oh.
Both?
Yeah.
Well, I'm recording.
Why?
Well, because I'm out here stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public here today.
What?
I'm stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public. Do you support the Constitution?
What?
Do you support the Constitution?
What, you support it?
Yeah, do you support? Awesome. There we go. Have a good day, man.
Okay.
Pulling back in.
As the camera starts recording, you can feel the mood shift a bit. People notice it, but not everyone really gets what's going on. One person walks up, clearly confused and a bit annoyed, asking, "What are you doing?" And this is where it usually starts. Something as simple as recording in a public space suddenly feels suspicious to some people. The reason is always the same. It's just the exercise of a constitutional right. But instead of that clearing things up, it often creates more confusion. Some people struggle to understand it in the moment. You can see it in their reactions: uncertainty, discomfort, and sometimes even defensiveness. And that's the reality of it. When legal rights meet public perception, the response is not always what you'd expect.
So we'll see if we have somebody coming to talk. And here he is. How's it going?
Good yourself?
Not too bad. What can I help you with?
Can I ask why you're taking videos of the bank?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm out here stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public here today.
Okay.
Do Do you support the Constitution?
Absolutely.
Awesome. That's what we love to hear, man.
Alrighty. Could I please ask you not to take videos of the bank?
Hold on, but you just said you supported the Constitution.
That I do, sir.
So do you know what the First Amendment is, or are you just yesing me to that?
Why don't you educate me?
Well, the First Amendment right gives me the freedom as an American citizen or a U.S. citizen in public to have the freedom of press. And I am press.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Hey, have a good one.
You as well.
All right, things are starting to heat up now. Another interaction begins, this time with someone who says they support the Constitution. Sounds good at first, right? But it doesn't take long before things shift. As soon as the camera keeps rolling, that support starts to change. Suddenly, there's a request being made not to film the bank. And that's where the question comes in. If you truly support constitutional rights, why push back the moment they're actually being used? This is something we see a lot. People are fine with rights in theory, but when those rights are exercised in real time, especially in front of them, the reaction changes. And that's the key point here. The First Amendment doesn't depend on comfort levels. It doesn't pause just because someone doesn't like what they're seeing.
Sorry about all the noise, guys. We do have some construction right across the street here. Boy, guys. He's still at it. He's still at it. First Karen cam back of the day. Thank you. Have a good one, Karen. Go.
Now we hit a quieter moment, but that doesn't mean things are settled. Even when nothing major is happening, the surroundings still say a lot. You hear the background noise, see construction in the area, and notice people watching and passing. It all builds the picture. Then suddenly, it picks up again. Someone steps back in, still not letting it go. The frustration shows, and the persistence is clear. These moments really highlight how strongly people can react to something they don't fully understand. It's not about any real harm being done. It's more about control and how they expect things to go. And when that control isn't there, that's usually when the tension starts to rise.
Oh boy. Already.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
What's going?
Now let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You think it's acceptable to park like that?
What's that?
You think it's acceptable to park like that?
Well, it's not blocking anybody.
Oh, so you're telling me you wouldn't threaten somebody with a ticket if they parked like that?
Me personally, no.
Okay.
I was just coming out to let you know I'm not here to bust your balls.
All right, guys. Now we're seeing things escalate with a return interaction. Same person, same attitude, same energy. You can tell right away. Some people just don't walk away. They come back expecting a different result, even though nothing has changed. The camera is still rolling, the legal rights are still in place, and the reaction is still driven by emotion. That's where things start to stand out. This is where persistence meets principle. One side isn't accepting what the law allows, while the other side stays firm on those rights. And that clash is what keeps the situation moving. It's not loud chaos, but it is steady tension building in the background.
Oh, you're on the sidewalk. The only thing I will say, they mentioned that you might have been in the parking lot earlier. I just wanted to remind you, you can't be doing it in the parking lot.
Yeah, no, just make sure you don't run into the street or go inside and try to rob the bank or anything, and you'll be all set. You won't be arrested. All right. And what was your name and badge number, by the way?
Storelli, 6'5".
6'5". Sweet.
Yep.
Thanks.
Do you have an ID on you by chance?
An ID?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just asking.
Yeah, I do.
Normally we identify people we come in contact
Normally you identify people you come in contact with.
with. Yep.
Really? Interesting. Yeah, well, I do have my ID, and I'm not going to give it to you.
Okay. Fair enough.
You should really think about that if that's really your policy, man.
What's that?
I mean, when you put it through the system and run people's ID, it stays in the database forever, man. You shouldn't be doing that. It's not really right.
Well, that's how we do the job.
It's unfortunate.
All right.
Is that how you do the job, too?
What's that?
The parking job? Is that how you do that usually, too?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. All right. I think you should work on fixing that, too.
Okay. You have a good day.
You, too.
Bored, huh?
I'm sorry?
Bored, huh?
Again, I can't hear you.
I said, are you bored?
Am I poor?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Poor as dirt.
You got a job.
I have a job. It's right here.
And now law enforcement arrives. This is the moment where everything starts to matter more. The officer steps in, not aggressive, but clearly observant and asking questions. The conversation begins, boundaries start to form, and overall the tone stays fairly calm. But even then, there are subtle signs underneath it all. Questions about ID come up, along with policy mentions, and that quiet effort to take more control of the situation. Still, the core point remains simple. Being in a public space and recording is not a crime. And when that fact is calmly but firmly held in place, you can see the tone shift. There's still respect on both sides, but also a clear line being maintained. And that balance is exactly how it should be.
Wash your clothes. They're
Thank you,
filthy.
buddy. Have a good one.
Moron.
Moron. And that sun is really right in her eye. I'm sorry? Again, I couldn't hear you. Have a good one.
How long you been gay?
I'm sorry?
What do you fuck? Don't take pictures of me, boy. I know the cops coming.
See you later, buddy.
Now the situation takes a sharper turn. The calm tone fades, and things become more tense and confrontational. Voices rise, insults start coming in, and emotions take over the interaction. At this point, logic takes a back seat, and the situation becomes much more heated. This is the side of these encounters where things can get unpredictable. When people feel like they're not in control, frustration often shows up as anger. It stops being about rules or law and becomes more personal, but the important part is staying composed. No matter how loud or disrespectful it gets, the recording continues, because moments like these are exactly what end up being documented and shown as they are.
Got another Karen cam back, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about right there. See how long she'll keep it going. Oh.
And right when it seems like everything is finally done, here comes another person stepping in. That's right, guys, round 2 begins. The persistence is honestly hard to believe. Some people just refuse to walk away and instead push even harder. You can clearly see the frustration building and the emotions taking over. For some, just seeing a camera seems to set something off immediately. But legally, nothing has changed. The rights still stand. The limits remain the same, and the reactions continue to reveal everything on their own. This is the pattern we keep seeing over and over again. One reaction after another, all because of an activity that is completely protected by law.
Yes, sir.
Are you the guy that's always on?
What do you mean always on?
You got a channel you guys, you do?
Oh, yeah.
The First Amendment?
First Amendment Protection Agency,
That's
man.
right, buddy.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I'll keep it coming out for you.
Nice to meet you. That's cool.
Very nice to meet you, man.
All right, everyone, that's the end of this one. So what do we see here? The same pattern once again. Some people understand and respect constitutional rights, while others still push back against them. Police arrived on the scene, and even though the situation stayed under control, there were still moments that raised serious questions. Policies were brought up, questionable actions were noticed, and people watching will probably have different opinions about what happened. But that's exactly why videos like this matter. It's not only about filming in public. It's about transparency, accountability, and how people respond when their actions are being observed. Every encounter says something, and every reaction shows the real attitude behind it. If you're really paying attention, the bigger message is obvious. Stay alert, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.